So we're going to start that again. This is just going to be a get ready with me for New Year's. It's going to be a talk through, so let's get this face transformed. Let's go. I'm so sorry, the lighting is very bad. Thought it would be better, but it's clearly not. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you have a good night, or had a good night, because this is going to be up afterwards. This is just going to be a get ready with me anyways. I'm going to start off with using the Fenty Pro Filter Primer for my base. And then I'm going to go in with some of the Benefit Professional over on my T-zone. So just to kind of mix it through. But I love the Pro Filter Primer. It's so nice for your base. So easy to apply makeup then afterwards. So as you can see now, I'm a little bit far ahead of myself. Just getting a little bit of the Professional onto my finger and just putting it in my T-zone. So it just helps with any like larger pores and stuff like that, and it just allows your makeup to sit just a little bit better on the skin. So I'm just rubbing this right in, just as I said, on the T-zone, or where you have kind of bigger pores. That's kind of like the main area that you'd be looking to put it down under. So today I actually picked up the Fenty, that's actually wrong. The Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. It's a 2-in-1 foundation. It's my first time using it. It has like that doe foot applicator, but I got it in the shade Sesame. It's a really nice shade there for tan skin basically. But I really like the applicator. It's actually quite nice to put on, and it's a very matte kind of foundation. Be more so for anyone who kind of has more oily skin, because it is oil free, so it kind of just gives a nicer finish for someone who does have the oilier skin type like myself. But I just put this all over my face, and then I'm going in then, once I have it kind of basically plastered, as you can see, all over my face, I'm going to go in with my Morphe Beauty Blender and just kind of buff that into the skin and just kind of give that nice flawless effect. I like the Morphe blender. I haven't really tried the Beauty Blender before, but I presume it's quite similar, to be honest. I don't see any difference really. I'm just bringing it down my neck as well, just to make sure that it's all blended in with my fake tan, as you can see. Just to get myself ready for New Year's Eve, you know. But I just go over this, just make sure every part of my skin is kind of covered, and obviously making sure that it does have like a nice finish on it, because it was my first time using it. So you kind of want to make sure that I was kind of making sure that it looked nice on my skin, which I kind of think it did. It kind of gave me, I don't know if maybe it was a different product that I used, but in some of my pictures that I was taking, it kind of gave me a lot of like shine, but I don't know if that was from something else. But I also picked up whilst over here the Bye Bye Under Eye from IT Cosmetics. It's actually a really full coverage concealer. Let me see what shade I got it in. I actually got it in the shade Light, and literally a little bit goes a long way, because it is very, very thick. So I would advise making sure that you do only use a small bit. And I'm just going to put it, as you can see, like not even a pea size on the back of my hand, and just putting it with a brush onto my under eye. You kind of just need a little bit of this, because I found it was this is my first time using it, but this is my first time kind of using a very thick concealer, because normally I'm kind of used to anything that's a little bit more liquid. But I do like the finish of it. I might have to use it just a few more times just to kind of give my full review on it in a sense. But I do like the finish of it. It did work out really nice, and it didn't kind of made everything kind of blend in nicely. I think with the primer and stuff like that underneath, it definitely did help for obviously blend it in with the foundation as well, because sometimes when you use certain foundations and concealers, they can kind of separate. But it does look really nice, and I have to say it did look nice on pictures and stuff like that, so that's definitely a plus. But I just use my beauty blender just to blend it in, because I think you'd need something with a little bit of moisture just to blend it in slightly, because it is so thick. But now I'm going to go in, as you can see, with my LA Girl Pro Conceal concealer. It's actually in the shade Toast to use for my contour, and I'm just putting this on just obviously my contour areas, and just on my forehead, on my nose, and also under my lip, and then on my jawline as well. I'm a little bit messy with that, to be honest. Now I would only go like small on this, because I found out the hard way the first time I used it that you really need to be minimal with this product, because it's kind of like a little bit goes a long way, basically. So I used to use actually a brush with this, but I find a beauty blender works a lot nicer and blend it into like your foundation. It gives like such a nice finish to the skin. And then just obviously for the nose and everything, just blending it all in to make sure that it's all seamlessly blended into your foundation as well. It does really set the base and helps for any like contour or bronzing that you're going to do afterwards, which I obviously like to have something with a base underneath, just to make sure that it does give you the best finish and it does last the whole night in a sense. But I just think it looks really nice. You probably can't really see with the lighting because it's so bad. Apologies for that. But now to not finish it off, but to set my face down, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Genius airbrush powder. It's actually a loose powder, quite similar to like the Laura Mercier and stuff like that, but I did a review on it. If you want, I will link it above, but if you want to have a look at it, it just kind of gives a more kind of in-depth insight as to how good it kind of is. But it's really nice. If you've used her airbrush flawless filter powder as well, you'll kind of know it's quite similar to that. It kind of gives that airbrush effect, and just kind of, and there's Jordan. Anyways, so yeah, so it just gives like an airbrush finish. I kind of put it along my nose, just everywhere really, and kind of pat it in with any brush. I think it gives a nice effect. And just make sure obviously your whole face is kind of covered before you go in with your contour. I find it just helps a lot more with a blending process. But like it, I can't really say that I love the Maybelline powder, but I don't think I can justify paying that much money for a powder. So if you are really on a budget, I definitely would recommend the Maybelline Fit Me powder, because it works the exact same, to be honest, and I think it's like $11. I got it over in the US. But the highlight of this, I picked up the Becca, Khloe Kardashian and Malika. It's like their contour kind of duo. But oh my god, I got this in Ulta. I think it retailed for about $44, and oh my god, it's so gorgeous. It has like your contour, two blushes, but they're very kind of shimmery, and then your highlight shade. So I went in first with the contour. The contour shades, let me see. So normally they have a name on it. Let me just have a look and see what the name is. So I went in with Cocoa Bronze, which is the satin matte bronzer. This is actually gorgeous for bronzing up the skin. It kind of is a very buildable contour, definitely. So if you're kind of looking for something a little bit, sorry, if you can kind of see a glare, that's from the palette itself, because it kept kind of shining up and reflecting off the light above. But anyways, but I went in with the Cocoa Bronze first, and I just thought that was gorgeous. It was really nice. And then I went in also with the blush shades, which were Fierce and Fabulosity. They're both kind of like peachy, kind of pinky tones, with some like illuminating kind of particles in it as well. So it kind of does give that whole kind of glossy kind of skin, which is very unusual. I don't know, maybe I'm not very in depth on like Chloe's kind of makeup routine. I wouldn't have really put that as her kind of, she's very like glowy kind of skin, but I don't know, it looks really, really nice, I have to say. But I went in with that and kind of just dusted it all over, and then popped on a bit of the Glow Up highlighter. This is really nice as well. As I said, it is quite buildable, so you can kind of go minimal and then go build it up as well at the same time. But I kind of use this as a base first, obviously because it's New Year's, so you're going to want to glow from the heavens. But I used that first, and then I went in with another highlighter, because I put this kind of on the higher points of my cheeks and then over my eyebrow and stuff like that, because that's place where I always kind of put my highlighter all the time, and use any kind of tapered kind of small brush to blend it in, and it just gives a nicer finish. But I'm gonna go in as well then with the Mitchell palette, which is his collaboration basically with Be Perfect, and this palette is so amazing. I got this for Christmas and I'm obsessed. It's such a versatile palette, and like a little bit goes a long way with this. So if you're not like a mad glow person, maybe you should kind of steer away, but definitely don't, because you can kind of use this for anything really. You'll kind of see later on in the video that like I did use it in other ways. But I did put a good bit of that on my eyes, or on my face, sorry. I just used the kind of lighter gold shades in it. I can't even think of the names now at the moment. Let me see if I can get the name of the ones that I used. Yeah, I went in with OTT and made it, they're kind of made it a little bit more kind of like in your face, oh my god. And then OTT, it kind of blends it slightly with your bronzer, so it kind of just makes it look really, really nice. And then I just went over with my bronzer brush just to make sure it was all kind of blended in nicely, and then put it onto my cupid's bow, a little bit on the tip of my nose, and just on the bridge as well as my chin, so it just gives a nice effect. And oh, amazing, I picked up the Desi and Benefit collab, her fabulous brow bomb ass brow kit that she did with Benefit. I was delighted when I seen this. This is $59 in Sephora, and it has like everything you need kind of for your brows. So I went in with the Precisely My Brow pencil first in shade 4, and just kind of went over my brows, kind of brushed them through, and went through with the pencil, just to kind of give the feathered effect. As you know, that's the way I kind of always do my brows, even if I don't do it always in all my videos, but I do love a feathered effect. I'm not mad into the whole kind of Instagram brow kind of thing. I don't even think that's a trend anymore, to be honest. But it just kind of gives a nicer effect, I think, to the brow, and it kind of gives a more natural look. Because I don't know, I'm gone off, as I said my last video, I am gone off like the whole Instagram look on makeup and stuff, and the heavy look. So I do like a kind of more feathered effect. So I just do the line underneath, and then I go in and kind of feather it upwards at the front of the brow. I'm going to try and maybe even do a review on the whole set itself, and just to kind of see how I like the powder and like the gels and stuff, because I've never actually used any Benefit products before, so it's always a plus as well. And it was a great price, to be honest, for all the stuff that you get. You kind of get the brow pencil, a 24-hour brow setter, the foolproof brow powder. You also get the Kabrow, you get a high brow, and also a brush as well. So I think that's great value for. And you can get it in two shades as well, which are, I think it's warm, brown warm, I think, or medium warm, and then medium neutral as well. So it doesn't really cater for everyone, but obviously caters for the people who have darker hair or like a kind of more darker brow. And I kind of like to just brush them through, once I have all the product in it, like to brush them through just to make sure that all the product is kind of dispersed, and making sure any areas are kind of
filled in and you're not leaving any kind of sparse areas, because I do have a few sparse areas in my brows, just to make sure obviously that they kind of looked a little bit more on the structured side but not too filled in a sense. I went in with the 24-hour brow setter as well. I didn't actually, my camera seemed to have just went off at that point, so I just went through it with that product as well, just to kind of set them in. I also am going in with the It Cosmetics concealer then as well, just to carve out the under part of my brow, just to make sure that obviously it gives a more clean effect as well. Going into my eyes now, I'm using the Revolution Reloaded Iconic Vitality palette. It's just a very kind of simple palette. I don't know if I didn't even mention actually that I'm actually away at the moment, so that's why everything's a little bit more kind of on the rush side, and just really the lighting is so bad. So, and it's kind of the best of what we're working with, which is not even natural light, it's the light inside. So I just kind of wanted to record it just to kind of show you what I was doing. But I went in with the kind of more kind of orangey tones in the palette, just to kind of blend them into the crease, bringing them through and just obviously making sure it's completely blended in, because I'm not going to do anything too mad, to be honest, for tonight. You'll see my outfit at the end. I'm going to show you kind of the outfit that I'm wearing as well, and the way I style my hair. Now, a bit of a disclaimer on the hair situation. I was meant to curl my hair, but it ended up working out that the curler that I brought with me didn't actually work for some reason. I know the vaults over in the US are a little bit different to the ones back in Ireland, so that's why. And I was like a fuzzy mess for the night, so that was fantastic. Because I was hoping my hair was going to be nice and my outfit was going to be nice, so I should have actually checked it, to be honest, before I could have even went down and got something at least even doing my hair, but I had to kind of work what I had. But I just, as you can see, I'm going to zoom you in slightly just so you can kind of see it a little bit better. Well, not really that it helps, because it just looks like the same colour because of the lighting. But yeah, so my hair was a little bit of a disaster, so you'll kind of see at the end of that how that turned out. I actually, in the video itself, I showed my hair was actually down or in a pony, but I ended up tying it or putting it up into a bun, because it was literally just wasn't working. It wasn't working for me, to be honest. It didn't look great at all, because my hair is naturally curly, but it's on the fuzzy side as well, so that's not really the best option. So I went in as well with the darker browns. I'm going totally off topic. We're meant to be doing the makeup here. But I went into more of the browns and kind of kept them more so on the outer edge of the eye, and then sweep them into the inner corner, just to kind of give a bit more definition to the eye, and obviously kind of vamp it up to make it look like you're kind of on a kind of going out, and here I am having a little bop to myself. And it's a pity that I can't actually, obviously don't have the music in it, because for copyright and all that crackalack. But yeah, that's the only reason why you'll kind of see a few stages of me sitting there just moving and dancing to myself. But the brown colour, as you can see, I kind of deepened it up a little bit more. I kind of went in with a smaller brush to make sure that I kind of was getting that deep effect, and it wasn't just a wash of kind of brown, because that brown colour in the palette, if you do have the Makeup Revolution, the Iconic Vitality palette, all the colours in it are really nice, I have to say. There's nothing really in it that's not good. Like even the shimmers and all them are really, really nice. You can create any kind of look, and I think it's about €5, maybe £4 or something like that. I think I got it for £4, so about €5 in Ireland. I think you can get it in Superdrug. But they're so easy to have, like even for traveling and stuff. And here we go again with the little jam session. And I don't even know what song this is, which I think is actually, do you know what it is? It's Kendrick Lamar, Poetic Justice. So which is a good song. So just think of that in your head when you're watching this. But I've kind of blended it all in and made sure that any of the brown is kind of blended in nicely. I've used the lighter colours to kind of blend out the edges as well. And then I'm going to kind of bring the darker colours, the brown, I'm going to bring that down into the lower lash line. Not too intense. I was going to go in with the black, but then I decided against it. So but I went in with the brown shade, and then I'm going to go over as well once I've kind of blended it onto the lower lash line. As you can see, I keep checking in the mirror because you can't really see. I couldn't really see what I was doing because I had just a mirror in front of me. But I just went in, as I said, with the brown shade, and then went in with the more orangey tones that I used on the top part of my eye, just to blend it out, just to make sure that it was seamless and it wasn't just two big black eyes that I had on my eyes. And I use both fluffy brushes for blending out the edges as well, to make sure that obviously you kind of have the seamless edge as well. And I keep on looking away, which is very irritating when you're watching it back. I'm like, why wasn't I staring at the camera? But it was basically done at this stage. I kind of just blended it right in and made sure that all the colours were kind of blended in nicely, and I didn't have just like the line of dark brown as well. And I went in with the kind of, it's kind of more of like a beigey colour, and it has a slight bit of shimmer in it, and that's in the palette. It's the second one in on the left and the palette, as you can see when I pointed out. But I put that on my lid just with my finger because I found it kind of picked up the product a lot nicer, and I think your ring finger actually does smooth it out nicely, and I think the warmth of it as well blends it in nicely to the eye. Just put it on the lid basically. You could carve out your lid and then put it down, but I don't know, maybe I was a little bit too lazy and a little bit too rushed at that point. So and then I'm going in then with the gold in the palette, which is actually only gold shimmer, and I just pop that over the top of that as well, just to kind of intensify it, because I found it kind of, I did want that effect of like the halo, but I just kind of wanted the shimmer as well, because yeah, we are back again with the New Year's effect. So but I did love how it kind of turned out for something that's like a one palette effect. And there we are back with the Mitchell Sub Zero palette. As I said, I used the OTT colour on the lid, and I just used my finger just to pop this on, just to kind of blend it in nicely, but it just kind of popped the eyes a lot nicer. The gold in the Revolution palette is really nice, so you can either just use that, and the reflect is really putting it off as well, but you could really just use the gold in it. But I just thought if you use the Be Perfect, the Mitchell palette, why not? You could just throw it on your eyes as well, so which is good. I was in that dark room, loud tunes, looking to make a vow soon that I'ma get fucked up, filling up my cup. I see the crowd mood changing by the minute, and the record on repeat. Took a sip, then another sip, then somebody said to me. So, just as I was blending in the last part of the eyes, just to make sure that the lid space was kind of blended in nicely, and we're back again with the jam. And then I went in with some eyeliner and just kind of popped that on my eyes. Yeah, so I'm going in with the Glamify Beauty lashes now. I'm obsessed with these lashes. Oh my god, they are so gorgeous. But I'm using these, and they're literally only retail for, you can get 3 pairs for £10 on their website. But I'm actually going to go in with the New Year's Eve lash that I picked, that I actually got from them at the Ellie Kelly X Miss Pap event, which they gave in the goodie bag. But these are such gorgeous lashes, and they were just perfect for New Year's. Basically, the clue is in the name. I just trimmed off a little bit of the end of it because they were slightly a little bit long, and then popped them on the eyes with a bit of duo glue. So just kind of obviously make sure it gets tacky, and then pop them on the eyes and let them kind of they did the talking basically. But there we are with the finished look, with the lashes on. As you can see, my hair was in the pony, but I did change it to a bun. I didn't, to be honest, it actually doesn't look that bad in the video, but it looked bad in person. But I did actually like how the makeup turned out, and it did look really, really nice. But I did as well, once I put on my outfit, I did go in with the Mitchell palette and put a bit of the bronzer, the bronze shades basically all over my body, just to kind of give, I wanted to be a disco ball basically. I just wanted to make sure that my whole kind of chest area was kind of covered with the glue. And definitely, like, this palette is just the one for doing that. I did have the Ingot Jennifer Lopez shimmer highlighter as well, which I did forget at home, but I think the Mitchell palette's really like a go for anything like that. Anything that has like the bronzy or goldy shades in it is gonna look gorgeous on top of tan. But I think it kind of looks nice as well with the outfit that I'm wearing, and it kind of just makes it look even nicer than what it is. I was obsessed with the outfit that I got. I did bring over a dress to wear over here, but I kind of just decided against wearing it because I wasn't mad into my tan started to get, you know, over time as you're away, when you're like literally showering probably like 3 times a day, you like your tan starts to fade a lot. So it just didn't look as nice as I wanted it, so that's why I picked up this jumpsuit, which is from a place called First Stop in New York. I think it's along Soho, maybe not, I don't know, I think it's along, yeah, I think it's along Soho. It's in Soho, sorry. But yeah, so I picked that up. I actually got an outfit prior to that, and I picked it up, but it didn't fit, so I went back and I changed it and I got this one. I actually like this one a lot better, so it kind of worked out for the best. And then I popped in some of my Zara earrings, which go with everything, and they just kind of make everything look gorge. But that outfit was actually $50, so that is about €40, which is definitely worth it for the look of it. But I'm obsessed. So thank you all for watching anyways, guys, and I hope you enjoyed, and Happy New Year. Love you all. Bye. Enjoy the lovely outfit. Bye.
I'm here.